And we're recording. 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, and welcome yet again for Total Warcast. We are back. I'm your host, Daily, reporting, almost live from the snowy tops of Norway. And joining me is Remlap again. Say hello.
Hey guys.
There we are. So Remlap is joining us from Florida, and it's like 20:46 here. What's the time over there, Remlap?
It is 2:46 p.m.
Ah, how nice, how nice. So I've finally gotten around to having a guest on the show again. It's been a while. It's been 3 episodes now. And as I said in the last one, is that it's really hard to get the time zones going, since Remlap is usually at school when I don't know, doing something else, murdering people, or I don't know. Doing whatever.
I'm at school.
Okay, that's good. That's positive to hear. So it's really hard to get guests or co-hosts, but I will try to have now a continuous line of guests. I already have booked one guy for next one, and hopefully people will join, continuously. So Remlap, you're back for another one. How have you been since Christmas and over New Year's and all that?
I've been pretty good. I've been pouring in a ton of work onto the Total War Center Minecraft servers, getting that up and running with Ged and the rest of the Minecraft staff.
Yeah, and it turned out really nice. I've been talking about the Minecraft server here on TWC here on the Warcast every episode.
I've been obviously watching.
Oh, you have? Or is yeah. That's something I always like. Like before we start the show, I always ask the guests. Yeah, so you listened to this before. You know how we're gonna do this? Yeah, sure. And then do you know the segments and all that? No, I don't. But that's good. That is good that somebody listens to this. I'm really happy at the view rating and all that. It's turned out pretty nice, and it's nice to see that there's a continuously large amount of people listening to it. So
right,
I'm happy. So we are back for another one, and this week we will have the news bucket and we will have the tavern. It's not gonna be. I'm gonna withhold a little bit of Forum Frenzy, based off of because I want to do a little bit of the big ones. A little bit more debative kind of a Warcast, and the thing about when you have a discussion is that it drags on for so long, and I really want to have prepare myself and prepare like the guest or the guests I will be having for the debate. And since me and Remlap, we just wanted to do a normal Warcast, we're just going to do the news bucket and the tavern and leave the Forum Frenzy out of it for now. But do not worry, we will be back for a very exciting Forum Frenzy later on. So Remlap, since last time you were on the Warcast, I have added a new segment, the news bucket.
Okay.
Well, yes. So we will go through all the news. You have the notes in front of you. Do you want to say the first news for us, since you're here?
Alrighty. Well, the first thing on the news bucket is the Killer 2 Elite cam shots. These games have bullet drop from about 84 meters in the trailer, and the trailer looks really good. Just the overall visuals and aesthetics are very stunning.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I think it'll be interesting to see when the demo finally comes out for this, to see just how well it plays.
Yeah, Killer Elite is the Killer Elite 2. I played the first game and I really enjoyed that. So it seems that they are Killer Elite 2 is following, doing something in the mind of. Did you play what was that called? Sniper Ghost Warrior. Did you play that one, Rem?
I think I played it briefly. I can't really remember too much about it.
I played it and I did not like it because it was like, they screwed up where they shouldn't have screwed up, you know. It was really a kind of a boring game, but the sniping was really good in it. So still, so it seems like they're striving for something that where you follow the bullet and you hit people and all that. I'm not a gun nut, but like it says that on the video, which I'm gonna post a link to it on the description. It's like have a bullet drop from 84 meters. Now I'm not I don't know so much about guns and shooting and all that, but I felt 84 meters it shouldn't have that much bullet drop that he aimed, or because he aimed like a really high above the head. So I don't know, but we'll see. I'm a first person shooter nut, so I'll have a lot of news about that. I don't know about you, Rem.
Well, I play first person shooters, but not really any of the modern ones anymore.
Oh, well, you play Left 4 Dead 2 with me.
Well, yeah, but that's a different story.
Yeah. We were striving to take down a custom map called Helm's Deep, and we're having difficulties, and I've been obsessed with it. I have to complete that map. It's tears on me. So yeah.
Well, after the third tank in a row.
Fifth or sixth, you know. Light him on fire, throw the boomer bile, and just spray right into his face. Yeah. Next on the news bucket for the news number 2, we have actually one of the, well, what can I say, more exciting news. Sins of a Dark Age. Now, I don't know about you, but I played Sins of a Solar Empire a lot, which is a real-time strategy game set for, like, in space, where you have a different factions which have developed enough technology to actually, travel space, have space combat, mine asteroid fields and all that. So it's really a special and cool strategy game. And now the same guys who made that one is coming up with a new one, Sins of a Dark Age, which is the world's first, as they said on Rock Paper Shotgun, F2PMOBRTS, which is free-to-play multiplayer strategic game set in a fantasy world. So it's basically the point of the game is that you have one commander, or you have teams, and you have one commander, which is the battle commander, and his job is to set up defenses and controlling the base, while you have 4 other players who control heroes and the AI-friendly units to fight. So basically, I would assume if you ever played Warcraft 3, the custom maps, I think it's just going to be a good mix between, for example, Dota, where you have the different heroes, some kind of footman wars, and base building, basically, with defense.
Right. It'll definitely be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, so it's free to play, and they will base their income off of that you buy new heroes, commanders, and skins, but not specific powers. Because this is a multiplayer game. They've decided not to give you the ability to buy powers that might unbalance the game, which I love. People play Total War games are complaining now that the multiplayer is being unbalanced because of the DLCs, which is horrible.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, I found that to be very true after the Rise of the Samurai came out. I mean, I couldn't play multiplayer anymore because, I did get Rise of the Samurai, but I decided to play a couple of games without using those units, and basically all of the lower level players are just using those ridiculously overpowered units, and you can't beat them without buying the DLC.
Yeah. And that in itself that is just wrong, he's beating me with the DLC, and I need if I'm going to beat them, I have to buy the DLC, and that's okay. We'll see what happens in the. Well, you can't actually use the Fall of the Samurai units since it's a standalone. I think you can't fight against.
I don't think it'll be in the Shogun 2 multiplayer.
Nah, that would be horrible. Oh,
yeah, God, here's my ironclad versus your Japanese ships.
Yeah, or that this is my 2 Gatling guns 8 Gatling guns against a unit of I don't know, katana samurai.
It'd be over quickly.
Yeah, dude, I haven't watched that many videos of like gameplay, but I'm still talking about. There's one video, a historical battle, and this guy, he's fighting. He's fighting on the defensive. He's getting attacked by
Right.
like all kinds of units. You have rifle units and all that, but like at the end of the very end of the battle, like they sent in the last of their units, the enemy forces, and he has forgotten to. He's put off because he wanted to save the ammo for the Gatling gun. He has put off fire at will, and suddenly he realizes it, and then that's when the infantry is really close, and he puts it on, and
Right.
that with the rifle lines at the sides of it. I mean, I think half the unit went down in 3 seconds. When they had that line
Yeah.
up, it just and then the whole half of the unit just I was like, oh, Mike went over, and just disappeared. And I was like, what? Oh my god, that is so cool. And when for example cavalry charged in, it was like, oh my god, I'm still thinking about that. It's gonna be awesome. But you're not getting it.
Yes, I'm going to be abstaining on this one. I had meant to abstain on Shogun 2, but I got it for free from a buddy of mine, so.
Yeah, okay. Fine. You can be a party pooper. I'm gonna get it. Well, I don't know where I'm gonna get the money
just...
from, but I'm gonna get it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it does look to be a good game, but I just haven't really been all that impressed with Shogun 2 and the AI in it, so.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but so it's I don't know what you call it, subjective, isn't it? Like when it depends.
Yes.
Yeah, subjective.
Yeah.
It's really subjective. If you don't like it, you shouldn't buy it. That's how capitalism,
Right.
or what do you want to call it, works.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I mean, I think it's going to be a good game, so
yeah.
it's just I don't care for it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So yeah, okay. So we're sidetracking a little bit. Yes, EA extravaganza. That's our third news. This is gonna be a little bit long one because we're gonna. It's several news put into one. So the basic outline is this: Mass Effect 3 is coming out. I know a lot of guys on TWC is super excited for it. I'm not, since I've never gotten into the whole Mass Effect series. I'm sorry, but still I will try to be neutral in this point. Well, I should be neutral since I don't really care about the series. What about you?
I've been a huge Mass Effect fan since Mass Effect 1 came out. And,
Okay, well
I've
then you can
played the
probably
games multiple times,
yes,
and
you can probably
so.
relate better to this than me. Yes. Well, at least the story is that Mass Effect 3 is coming out, and there's been a little bit of an uproar from the fans towards EA for releasing a DLC on day one. Now, there's a lot of sides of this story, but basically, many of the fans feel that it's what do you call it? It's rude.
Ripping the piss.
Yeah, and basically what it is that this DLC, it's relevant for the story, and it's experience for the game, and
just a bit of a spoiler alert. The reason why so many people are just upset over this is because in the first two games you learn about the Protheans and their whole race and what they had to fight before. And now, with this DLC, they're bringing a Prothean into the game, a living, breathing Prothean that you can, fight and learn more with. Now, anyone that's played the Mass Effect series knows just how serious that is to the game. I mean, EA made a response saying that, oh, you don't have to get it and it's not very crucial, and we made it because we were doing we're doing bug testing, and the rest of the dev team didn't have anything to do, so we decided to make this as a DLC starting then. And I mean, that's fine and all, but once you have day one DLC like that is very relevant to the game, it's a different story.
Yeah. No, like I said, I don't like, I'm not a Mass Effect fan, so I can't really like delve into and feel like but I understand that completely. When you have for example, if you played both games, the first two games, and you have a history, you have the lore, and then they actually expand that lore to, well, I don't know how, like the Prothean or whatever you called it,
the Protheans.
The Protheans, are they like a very big part of the story, or?
Yes. Like,
okay.
It's huge.
Okay, fine. And they are okay. So EA, they yeah. So the story was that you have several stories, and actually they sent out with BioWare Defense Mass Effect 3 launched a DLC. Which was, I read it. It was on the Escapist magazine, and it's been the way they said it was that, like they said, the plan wasn't to release day one DLC. The plan was to release DLC like later, but the dev team, or I don't know what you want to call it, the development team of the DLC, they put in a high gear and they finished early. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but still, it doesn't matter. That's not really the main reason why people are pissed. The real main reason people are pissed are because of the story elements aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're giving it to the people who bought the deluxe edition, and not the people who are going to buy the standard edition. So they tried to defend that as well.
This is basic marketing, or whatever you want to call it. They gave it to the guys who paid more.
Right.
Which makes sense, but still, how much is the deluxe edition? Isn't it $80?
Something like that.
And it's $80, and the standard edition is $60. Of course, you get a lot more with the deluxe, like a wallpaper of naked alien women in bikinis and stuff like that, probably, and stuff like that. So that's 10. So you basically get $10 of DLC and a lot of stuff. So I don't know if it's worth it.
Like us, they have to pay for launching those copies into space somehow.
Wait. Yeah, that's something I heard about that. You told me about that. Is it really true that EA paid to send copies of Mass Effect 3 into goddamn space and then pick it up and then send it to people? Are you joking?
They did that.
Oh my god. Have they have the games returned, or are they still up there?
I don't know. I really didn't follow it after I read about the initial doing it.
Okay, then you know that EA is just taking the piss out of people instead of using money, on other marketing or stuff like that, and maybe using.
You don't want to get me started.
Yeah, I'm not, because if not, we're gonna sit here all day, and I want to get to bed at like decent times. Yeah, they sent it into space. That's like, I know, for example, that's like CA pay, Sega sending it back in time, sending Shogun back in time, and gets the Shogun there then to sign it or something. Yeah. Okay, so the next news I want to talk about is it's relevant. It's a guy. We're still on Escapist magazine though. The news here is that one guy, I can't remember which site, he compiled all the Mass Effect stuff you can buy at the side of the game. For example, with Merc outfits, mouse, keyboard, headset, everything Mass Effect with DLCs. And what he came up with was you have to pay $870, £550 or 650 euros, depending on which part of the world you are, for everything. Now 650 euros. How much is that? Well, you can God, I have to give me 2 seconds. I have to take up the calculator because I'm slow.
Okay.
Times 6, that's around 5,220 Norwegian kroners. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's like a gaming PC here in Norway.
Yeah, but I mean that does include the mouse, keyboard, and headset.
Of course. So it's really not that bad, you know. But still, that's still, it's a lot of stuff, you know. Produce all that stuff, and
Right.
just like who buys? I never like thought of like I remember that was really popular when I was younger because I played Halo. Don't judge me. I'm a PC gamer now. Just leave me be. But I was a huge console dude. I played Halo, and like it was like so popular getting that Xbox Elite or whatever you want to call it with
Right.
with Halo like controller and Halo all that. I never really cared for it. Anyway, like can't like things made specifically for a game, since I am not sticking with one game. I always play a lot of games. That's how I roll.
Well, I know that I've seen people wear like Mass Effect shirts and hoodies before, but I've never really seen anyone with a Mass Effect keyboard or like really a keyboard and mouse specific for any game except for maybe World of Warcraft.
Oh, World of Warcraft, yeah. God.
But I mean, Mass Effect 3 is probably going to go the way of Mass Effect 2 with the amount of DLC. So at the end of the day, if you don't like buy it on day one and get the DLCs on day one, if you come in like a year or so later, you're probably going to have to fork over $100, $130, $40 to get the full game, which is the problem with Mass Effect 2 if you didn't get it on day one.
Yeah. And people are wondering, and the companies are wondering why people pirate games. God, yeah. Yeah, we are done with the Mass Effect 3 and EA and all that. Though I have to say that I could, like, if I had EA right in front of me here, I can pounce on it and just hit it in the face. Such a like I played a lot of Battlefield 3, and
Right.
oh my god. Now I know DICE is like they made the game and all that, but it's like, why, like with Battlelog? You know what Battlelog is, right?
No, I haven't touched Battlefield 3.
Okay. Basically, you can't like basically you everybody here has played Counter-Strike maybe. You come into the game and then you can choose servers. You can like decide what you want to do, single player and all that. You can't do this in this game. You have to go into something called a Battlelog. That means that you have to open up your browser, go into Battlelog, log in, and then you have to choose: do you want to play single player or do you want to play multiplayer? Then you have to find a server, and then it launches the game from that site. You have the server browser in the Battlelog.
What?
Yes, and basically this is so bugged that I couldn't have, because doesn't have that like huge gaming computer, so I couldn't.
Right.
So my game broke down when I didn't have windowed mode. So I had to play in window mode. Yeah, I have to play in window mode. If not, the game would crash. Because I had to do a lot of alt tabbing and all that, and it took very long to load up the game. Now it's become better after launch, of course. They fixed up a lot of bugs and all that, but still,
right.
It's horrendous. I mean, do you want me to play this game, or don't you want me to play this game? It annoys me.
I don't know. The more people pirate, the more they're going to try and stop them with DRM.
Yeah, but it's not really a of course it's a little DRM problem as well. But I think was more because you have all the stats there, you have percentages, you have all that stuff, and I think that's actually
all of stuff that they could have included inside the game itself.
Yeah. But that's not it. I understand why they had battle log, but I think the reason why they did this was because of Call of Duty and like their elite thing. You know, the
Could
elite.
be.
Yeah, because like that's my thinking. You know, because of they had to come up with
Right.
something, and they made it for free. So
Okay.
yeah, but whatever. That's just me being really angry. I think I've said it already in a Warcast, but stuff like that, stuff that it's minor things like that really ruins a game experience for me. Things like that,
Right.
like where it takes me 10 or 20 minutes to or like fix a game, or that it crashes and stuff like that. It really annoys me.
Right. Or like when you see NPCs glitching through walls and stuff like that.
To be honest, if it comes to how can I say it, like multiplayer, I have a huge tolerance for things like that because I like, for example, first person shooters, I just concentrate on killing the enemy and stabbing them. But in single player, I get a lot more caught up in stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My rant is over. Next news. I don't know. Have you seen Boondock Saints, Mr. Remlab?
No, I have not.
Okay. God damn it! You have missed out. Okay. Boondock Saints is a action movie. Well, I don't want to call it the action movie because that sounds so cheesy. Boondock Saints. It's a movie basically. It has shooting in it, but it has the way that it's played out. It's a really, what do you call it? Spiritual or something. It really touches you in a different way. You know, it's just very well done. The script is well written. The story it's original and it gives you something new. At least Boondock Saint is becoming a game now. I am negative against stuff that worked in one medium and then changing it.
Right.
I'm very negative towards that. You can see we did me and I think Gunny, I can't remember who. We did who did a like from games to movies. Like we did a list.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very good example. That's Max Payne. You've seen Max Payne, right?
I haven't seen the movie, but I did play the games.
Yes. Did you like the games?
Yeah, I thought they were really well done.
Yeah, the movie sucked. Like, I mean, majorly sucked. I mean, you couldn't... even if you tried, you couldn't have made a bad, like, worse movie. They missed the complete point of the story, but whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. But at least Boondock Saints is becoming a game. A co-op first-person shooter, at least how I read it. And I'm negative towards that. So,
well,
that's the...
I mean...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, there's a lot of movies that become games. Most of the time, they release the game a little bit before the movie to, build up hype for it.
Yeah, for example, Avatar, which came out around the same place. I don't even know if people play that game. Played it.
There were Spider-Man games that came out right before the Spider-Man movies. Stuff like that.
What was that very good? I can't remember which of those game it was. It was a very good Spider-Man game that came out on the PlayStation 2. Can you remember?
No, I never owned a PlayStation 2.
Okay, well, at least that game was amazing. I think that's like the remedy of a really good superhero. Like open space, swinging across rooftops, you get that really epic feeling. It's coming a new one out, actually. I saw a trailer on it on YouTube. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good. Didn't they make a remake for Spider-Man as well?
Probably.
I don't get it. Hollywood. Why you don't use brain? Do you know how long we've been... Dude, you're squeaky chair.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. By the way, do you know how long we've been talking now?
I think probably 30-45 minutes now.
Oh, well then we can move into the tavern. Are you ready to pop up in a keg of ale and talk about stuff? Okay. Yeah, like I said,
All
I'm
right.
skipping the foreign frenzy, so we're just gonna hop right into the tavern. And just so everybody knows, me and Remlap, we are active Minecraft players, and at the moment we are playing a lot on TWC, the official TWC server. And Remlap is actually admin, so we have someone who actually knows what he's talking about, except like it's for better than me. I don't really know what I'm saying half of the time I'm saying things. So basically, we just wanted to Remap. You can say something. So what is going on in the factions with the factions and all, and
Okay.
like in general.
Well, I mean, Daly's kind of touched on this, but the way that this server works is that you are split up into factions that you can start with friends or with people you haven't met before. You can join other factions, and basically what it is you have kingdoms who are going off and building epic structures, castles, harvesting resources, and then there's a whole diplomatic side to the server where you have alliances, wars, things of that nature. And it's just overall a very dynamic server. What makes this server unique from other servers that have kind of a similar feel to it is that we've been custom coding things into the factions plugin, if you guys know what that is, to just make it work the way we want it to work. Eventually, we're going to be writing our own plugins and code for this server, but we wanted to get it up before then, so that's why we have the current map, etc.
Yes. So it's really a fun server. I would say it's the best server I've played on ever. It's really balanced the way you did things. Even though I don't completely agree with some of the rules, I'll come back with that later. I gonna do a little rant, but it's really fun server. It's a lot of good people on there. You have a lot of different diverse factions now. Even though you still have you still have you still have a lot of the old factions, which was like back when TWC servers, Minecraft servers, was just privately owned and all. Well, it's still privately owned, but it's not that huge as it is now.
Right.
You still have those, but you now have new factions. And like Jed, Green Eyed Devil, told me how many whitelisted people we have, and it's not that many, but still there's a lot of people playing, which is always a good news. I remember being a moderator on one of Norway's, at the time, Norway's largest Minecraft servers, and at the most, I think we had all around the 1,700 or 1,600 before we quit the server.
Right.
And yeah, so it has the potential of becoming a really great server. We just have to put in a little bit of work and
right. And, I mean, obviously we're still ironing out some of the bugs with things because essentially it's in an open beta right now. So
yeah, it's a really good beta, to be honest. It's one of the most stable betas I've had. All the thing I think. All I can think of is maybe a little bit bug on the manpower. I've talked about this, by the way, just in the previous. Manpower is basically what you have as a faction, and you lose when you die. You lose manpower, and below a certain percent, people can actually claim your land, so you can actually lose your kingdom. Which which is of course it's hard to do, but it's still possible. There's some. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, obviously taking someone's land is the final, outcome of a war. That would be the thing that you do after you've, been parlaying with them for terms. They still won't accept terms. Well, if you start taking their land, then they're probably going to agree to terms with you. Or if you just want their land, you could come in and take it that way, I suppose.
Yeah, that's why I'm terrified of building. I'm a builder person, so I like to build, and I build epic structures, and I'm really terrified of building too much and people, that looks like a juicy little town. We'll seize it for our own benefit. But that's something I have a little bit grief about the server, is that I don't feel it's really protecting the people who are not ruthless PvPers, you know.
Right.
So, for example, and also also the fact that you lose manpower when people have been offline for a certain amount of time, and
Um,
in war, it's right. But
right.
I'm talking when you're not in war, when a faction like
Um,
when.
we tried to make the code differentiate between the two, and it didn't like it at all. So
Okay, okay,
when we
yeah,
write our own plugin, that's what the case will be.
okay.
But until then, we really can't
Then I'm happy.
differentiate.
Then I'm happy because like I reacted on that because what you gonna punish people because they're not online? What is this? We want
Yeah,
freedom.
and that wasn't our intent at all with that.
No, no, no. Actually, so Remlap, you've been playing with a lot of the like at the moment. There's a lot of old blood and veterans of the TWC older servers on playing for the most part,
Right, right.
and I'm one of the new bloods. You know, I haven't gotten into it all, and I made my own faction, which I shamelessly advertise at every opportunity, just so people can join me and we can do a lot of stuff. But is there that's something I really want to ask you. Do you feel that it's hard for a new person to actually come up in the world and actually get new positions? I'm not talking about creating their own faction, but really like getting into it. I haven't no problem with that. I got right into it with one of the faction, Men of the North,
Right.
almost immediately because I knew some of the guys. But do you feel that
Um,
we can answer my question? Yeah.
oh, okay. No, go ahead. Just to clarify it a little bit more.
Yeah, sorry. What I'm asking is that do you feel that new players are gonna have a difficulty like joining and like getting included into the servers, even though there's a lot
Um,
of old veterans?
I don't really see that as being an issue because there's a lot of new factions on this server. As far as it goes, like you have the Federation, you have the Order. The Order is completely comprised of new members to the Total War Center Minecraft community, and
And the
they're
monks
thriving. So
and the
and the
orcs
monks,
and the
right,
orcs.
and the orcs, right. Um, the orcs basically migrated from another server that
Oh,
they had been playing on.
yeah, that's actually quite funny. I didn't know that the orcs were Dutch, but at least our orcs are very Dutch, all of them. It's kind of fun. But yeah, no, this is I feel the same way as you do, and I'm happy with it so far. Of course, it's like small things, but that most like the way the rules work. For example, with the sake of destroying things in the wilderness, like open griefing and all that. I'm
Right.
against that. Like completely. To be honest, like
Well,
I've.
we don't have open griefing out in the wilderness as long as it, looks like it's supposed to be part of a structure. So
But wait, so it's not allowed to destroy things in the wilderness.
you can destroy things in the wilderness. If someone just makes like a small cobble tower or like a little fort out in the middle of nowhere with
But
nothing nearby it,
if I build a like a huge city out of smooth stone,
right, you would be relatively protected with that.
yeah, I hope so.
Like if someone wanted to come through and steal all your gold, well, those things happen because you didn't claim the land. But
Yeah,
I mean, they can't just come in and destroy your entire city with TNT. One, because
uh,
TNT is disabled in the wilderness, and
oh, it is okay. That's good.
yeah, so
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Like I said, I've been a moderator, and that was one of the big like I was hard on that. Like that was like if somebody grieved, came down on them hard because basically we weren't really the server update on was really not that big of a PvP server. It
right,
was more it was more of a was a builder, but still you had like two or three factions. We didn't have factions. We just had like maybe 2 or 3 people playing together, and then you had like
right.
6 people banding together like a raiding party, and they just went in and they just destroyed things. I mean, seriously, you would be surprised how much damage 6 guys can do in 10 minutes. It's quite a
Right.
lot. Lot of anger.
I believe you.
Yeah, a lot of anger. My God, I've been so pissed sometimes. Oh, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm having you typing. I can hear typing.
Yeah, sorry, I just got an update about the server. They were implementing some manpower fixes, and they just notified me that they uploaded the code.
Yeah. So do you see here, people? This is proof that we are working on even while doing the Warcast. We are multitaskers, people. We are multitaskers. So yeah. So we've been talking for quite some time. We are using TeamSpeak at the moment since I couldn't get Skype to work, the Skype recording software, and it's actually for the better because it seems that TeamSpeak records sound at really high quality levels. So hooray, we fixed it. So yeah, but at least I am done. I do not have anything more to come up with. Do you, Remnap? Is there something you want to say to the people?
No, that's about it.
Okay, so yeah, by the way, join the TWC Minecraft server. Do it now. If you have Minecraft, get on there. We need people. So yeah, that's... I've done my part.
One thing that I forgot to mention while we were talking about this is that I've played Minecraft a lot in kind of faction kind of settings. So currently I'm working on a guide to kind of help people come in and start their own factions.
Well, I can help you with that since I created my own faction. Yes, I did. No, you're a very good man, Rem. That's you helped me a lot when I started out.
Right.
But yeah,
so.
yeah. But yeah, guys. Actually, I think I will call it quits now because it's becoming late. I am afraid that I will make a too long Warcast. I heard complaining that when it went over 60 minutes, that it got a little bit tedious. So we will try to keep it short. But so yeah, thank you for joining me, Remlap. For the first,
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you are the first guest of season 2. I want to congratulate you on that fact. And hopefully it will be many more. I'm doing this every week now, so it's gonna be, well, hopefully many more Warcasts. So yeah, yeah. So guys, this was the Total Warcast episode 4. I want to thank everyone for listening. What can I say? You're my light at the end of the tunnel. And so yeah, say thank you to Remlap, give him rep or whatever he wants for doing this. It's nice to actually have somebody to talk to. If not, I just sound like a crazy person talking to himself for 30 minutes. Well, I talk to myself all day, but still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. And Remlap, say goodbye.
Alright, bye guys.
So yeah, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.